Yeah,
touch.
sure. So what I like to start often by talking about is how similar Google's current algorithm is to the AI models, the LLMs, right? So ChatGPT, the GPT, it stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. So transformer is a specific type of technology that allows algorithms to decide which words are more important in a sentence. Like the simple example is if you talk about a river and then you use the word bank, because of transformer technology, the algorithm knows that you're not talking about money, okay? So that technology was actually invented by Google in 2017. And then in 19 and 21 and 23, Google had major algorithm updates incorporating that transformer technology. So the Google algorithm and ChatGPT, Grok, Perplexity, Claude, et cetera, they're cousins in this technology. And one major outcome of this that a lot of people don't understand. I get questions all the time about keyword research when we're talking about SEO. Keyword research is a waste of time for SEO, for modern SEO. Google doesn't use keywords. ChatGPT doesn't use keywords. None of the things that you're actually trying to rank on use keywords. Google uses entities where it understands things that are individual, discrete items, right? So Google understands your business. Google understands the city you are located in, and Google understands the service that the person is searching for, right? So we don't need to do keyword research on attorney versus lawyer. Google's current algorithm understands they're the same thing. We don't need to worry about it. So that's basically the foundation of this modern SEO, where especially for a local business, we really don't care about, boy, that is a really fun effect.
No, you're good. Now it's better.
Yeah, there you go. We really don't care about like normal SEO metrics that people watch, right? We don't care about domain authority. We don't care about keyword research. We don't care about, organic SEO or keyword cannibalization or any of these buzzwords that are out there that make SEO difficult. All we care about is you're jumping all over the place. That's fine. You got your Facebook. Now you're looking at your YouTube back end. You're just bragging here. I don't know.
What is going on? I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I was going to show you guys a video of me a long time ago. No, I wanted to close my Facebook. It makes all the ding sounds.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Anyway, so for local SEO, which is where our focus is, which is where your focus should probably be, local SEO is about ranking the Google business profile, right? That's it. We don't care about anything that's happening organically. Most of the traffic goes to the GBP. That's all we care about. So
yeah, and so I actually want to stop you there because I think that this is what has been a huge change in what actually delivers results, but business owners always think that their site needs to rank. I just was talking to a tree care guy that's in my office about marketing, all this stuff. And he's like, I don't really know what's going on. I rank number one, blah, blah, blah. I go, well, what are you ranking? Like you rank number one, like your Google business profile or like your site? He goes, no, man, my site, my actual site. Like business owners believe that their website needs to rank when the reality is that everybody just wants to click to call. So they go right to the Google business profile.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And that's a really common thing that we hear all the time also is, hey, what if I'm already ranking well? And my question to that is, okay, well, where are you ranking well? And it's just like, what do you mean where? Right? And it's just like, okay, well, you need to run the rank map, right? The ranking the Google business profile, there's 3 factors that Google cares about, that Google looks at. The first one is just straight up proximity. How close does Google think the searcher is to the Google business profile, right? The farther away the searcher is, the harder and harder it gets to rank. Now, obviously we can't do anything about proximity. So when we think about local SEO, all we're trying to do is build up enough of the other 2 attributes to overcome proximity so we can rank in the top 3 farther and farther away from the GBP address, right? So the other 2 are relevance and authority. Now, Relevance is just a fancy word for on-page content, right? You need content on your website that convinces Google you're an expert in your space, at your entities, convinces Google, convinces ChatGPT. All of these models, all of these systems rely a lot on content that's on your website to establish that relevance. And when we talk about relevance, there's two types of relevance. We have topical relevance and geographical relevance, but we can get into that more. And the third one is authority. Now, authority is a fancy word for links. Peter asked, what about backlinks? Google still uses backlinks as an important rank factor. Now, if you're ranked in the top 3, in other words, Google is showing your business profile to people, backlinks become a lot less important, right? If enough people see your profile, engage with your profile, interact with it, call the phone number, all of the things that people do with Google business profiles, the more people that do that, Google will then get its user engagement data. And starting in, I think it was 2018, Google started to roll out major updates to its algorithm where it really, really cares about how users engage with your GBP, with your website. So a very common example, right? If you're ranking in the top 3 and then you don't answer the phone, you're not going to stay ranking in the top 3 for very long, okay? I'm sure you guys have all had this experience. You need a plumber or an appliance repair guy, whatever. You need some home service. You do a search on Google, you call one of them, and it goes to voicemail. It's the most annoying thing in the world, right? Google knows that, and they won't keep you in the top 3 if you don't pick up the phone. Often I'll say that, and I'll get this complaint. Well, Caleb, how does Google know if I answered the phone? And my answer to that is, Google owns half of the American smartphone market, which it created an operating system for and then gave out for free, right? It didn't do that out of the goodness of its heart. It created the Android operating system to get better data for its algorithm. It created Chrome to get better data for its algorithm. People used to think that was true, but last summer Google had a data leak and that confirmed it's true, right? Google uses all of this data to make its algorithm better. Of course it does. Why wouldn't it, right? This is one of the reasons that Bing sucks. There are a lot of other reasons, but a main one that Bing sucks is Microsoft just can't compete with that data. Microsoft doesn't own the smartphone market. Microsoft doesn't really own the browser market because, Edge is terrible. So that's one of the reasons Microsoft couldn't compete in the search engine space. It just didn't have the data that Google does. Okay, so Peter asks about backlinks. I said authority is one of the 3 factors. Backlinks are important. If there's no user engagement data, Google still uses backlinks to rank you because it doesn't have anything else, right? What else could it possibly use? So when we're doing SEO, and we talk about this in the Modern SEO course, there's really 2 links that we talk about to rank local businesses. And there's only 2 links that we ever need to worry about. The first type of link, it's just a link that we call "this is not slop" link. Okay, so every page that we generate, we source a link to it. Doesn't need to be an amazing link. It can be a fairly mediocre one, right? Just any link from an external website to that page you just created, just to show Google this page is good enough that somebody linked to it, right? Google is, in the last few years, obviously, Google has been inundated with low quality AI written content, slop. I think, am I right, James? I think that is like Webster's 2025 word of the year, AI slop. Anyway.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So all we need is one low to medium quality link that shows Google it's not slop. The second link that we need are local relevance links. That means links that shows Google you are a local trusted business. So that the most obvious one there is the Chamber of Commerce link, but there are a variety of others. Local sports team sponsorships, right? Sponsor the 8-year-old girls softball team. You're going to get your business name on their t-shirt. They're going to send you a plaque. You're going to be happy. More importantly, you're going to get a link from that youth sports association. That link is going to be great for SEO. Sponsor the local festivals, charities, events. There's a prompt in the Modern SEO course that gets the AI models to crawl your local area and find those types of organizations that you can sponsor. Gemini is the best model for that prompt. For whatever reason, if you try that prompt with ChatGPT or Claude, the output isn't nearly as good as if you do it with Gemini. Gemini is really great at that. And Peter had another question, thoughts about press releases and distribution to hundreds of news media sites. So that type of just mass getting the business name out there, that's something that we really only do if we're going to try to get a new GBP verified. Because one of the steps in Google's manual review process, they're going to look for how much evidence is there that you actually exist as a business. So that's when we would have the press release, citation, stuff like that to establish a business presence before we try to get verified. If you're verified, we wouldn't really do too much else. Okay, and looks like James has pulled up the building trust.
Yeah.
So this is where I talk about it in more detail in the modern SEO course.
Yeah. I knew where you were going with it. So, and so then like these are things that are, again, very doable from like just anybody that's here that wants to be able to do it themselves or has somebody on their team that can do it and they can learn how to do it. And I know you have more stuff, so you can go into the core 30.
Yeah, well, so the foundation that we do for every client that we land, whether they're the plastic surgeon on Park Avenue or a plumber in Eclectic, Alabama, the foundation that we do for every single new client is, one, we start by auditing their Google business profile. We want to make sure every single box is filled out. We want to check what categories they've used. We want to check what services they've used. GBP, it stands for Google Business Profile. It's what actually ranks for local SEO, not websites. It's GBPs that rank. It's a free to create business profile that Google will then feature in local search results. So that audit, there's literally a walkthrough. James pulled up the lesson where I go through an actual GBP, go through the actual audit process that my team uses for a new client, how we look at their categories, how we look at their services, make sure we've chosen the correct ones, things like that. That's the first step we always do. The second step that we always do is a GBP landing page audit, which not surprisingly is the number 2 lesson, GBP landing page audit. And there, we're just going to try to make sure that the landing page talks about these entities, right? It talks about the primary category entity, it talks about the city entity, it talks about the service entities that you really care about, all on the GBP landing page. When I say GBP landing page, what I mean, that's the website that you put in the website box on the Google Business Profile itself. And most businesses, the GBP landing page will be your homepage, but not
what? I think we lost your voice.
I'm back.
Okay.
I'm back. So that's the second step. And then after that, we really, we will usually connect the GBP to a GBP management software. There are a lot of them out there. They have a variety of AI features that make it super easy, because really what we want to do is establish consistency and action on the Google Business Profile. So we want to do a post once a week. We want to add new images. We want those images to be geotagged. When people leave reviews, we want to reply to those reviews. All of these things, there are any number of GBP management softwares that can handle them. The one we use is LeadSnap. You don't have to use LeadSnap. Most of them are around the same price, 50, 60 bucks a month, and they'll manage like 10 GBPs for you. But if you don't want to do that, you don't have to. You can manage all of this manually. Just create like calendar reminders or to-do lists that fire once a week to remind you to go do a post and post an image. And then the other thing that we do is we call them super citations. So they're citations that typically require verification. So it's going to be like Bing for Business, Apple Maps, citations like that. We're not getting like a Bing for Business profile because we care about ranking on Bing, because no one cares about ranking on Bing. And we're not getting an Apple Maps profile because we care about ranking on Apple Maps. We're doing those things because your business appearing on Bing and Apple is good for ranking your Google business profile. And it's good for ranking you on ChatGPT and the other AI LLMs. So that process that I just walked through, and literally those 3 lessons, you see me over the shoulder as I'm doing it for a real client. That takes my team, I don't know, 45 minutes, 60 minutes to do. And it does not take very much training at all. It's just pretty minimal training to get these foundations done. And 80% of businesses that just do these basics, just do these foundational steps, are going to see an improvement in rank position. And I'm so confident on that I'm not running it now because running meta ads between Thanksgiving and Christmas is insane. But I was running, and we'll start again in January, an ad campaign for new clients where I guarantee they're going to see an improvement in ranking in the first 30 days or they get their money back. Just because this works, it's worked over and over, like dozens and dozens of times. It doesn't turn the whole map green, but it improves rank position. And literally my cost to do this, and I don't do any of it, I have a team who does every part of it. My cost to have my team do all of this is like $60.
Yeah.
Like, it's very easy, very inexpensive. I don't understand why everyone doesn't do it. 90% of business owners don't do it.
Yeah, because they don't know how to do it.
Well, fair. So, I mean, it's not a terrible service, even if you offer just these foundation steps to a local business owner for $100, $200 a month. They'll be thrilled because their rank is going to go up. And after you set up the systems and do the audits, then you're basically done. You don't have to do anything else. The AI runs everything for you in the background.
Yeah. That's awesome.